How I made homemade sourdough Pop-tarts. This recipe makes about 6 Pop-tarts. I did several different flavors, except when I say several, I just mean 2. I did jelly and cinnamon, brown sugar cinnamon, basically. For this recipe, you will need your sourdough discard and apple cider vinegar. You also need flour, butter, salt, sugar. So first you're going to pour in your flour, and then you're going to chop up some butter and mix that in as well. It is easier if you have a cheese grater to just grate your butter, but I don't have one. And also you want to make sure your butter is pretty cold. Then you can toss that in and you will mix it up. Start with a fork and then use your hands, and the goal is to make it into really big crumbs. Once that is done, you will pour in your apple cider vinegar and your sourdough discard and mix all of that together. Then mix that up, and again, you'll eventually just want to use your hands because it goes a lot quicker that way. And eventually it will start forming all together, and you'll form it into this little rectangular shape. And then it will fit into a Ziploc bag, and you could put that in the fridge for about 2 hours. And as we're waiting for that, we can start making our Pop-tart fillings. For brown sugar filling, you'll need brown sugar, cinnamon, and flour. And it's as simple as mixing that all together. Now, I didn't record how to make the jelly filling because it is simply a jar of jelly, so you're welcome. Once the dough has been in the fridge for a while, you will flour up your counter, and then you can start rolling out your dough. And I'm not gonna lie, rolling out the dough is really difficult for me. It took me a lot of tries, and I mean like a lot of tries. But it eventually comes together, and once it does, you will just get your pizza cutter and cut into 4 rectangular shapes. Then get some egg wash and a little brush, and you could start painting your Pop-tarts. This is one of my favorite parts for whatever reason. And once that is done, you can grab your filling, the brown sugar cinnamon, and the jelly, and just start filling up. You want to only put it on one side of the Pop-tart though. You don't want to fill the whole thing because otherwise it's going to be really hard to flip it back over. Hopefully that made sense. I mean, it's not rocket science or anything. And feel free to put as much filling as you would like. I will warn you though, if you do too much, it will start oozing out as soon as you start baking your Pop-tart. And once that is done, you will flip that over and then grab a fork and put little divots on the side to just close in all that filling. And once that is complete, you can paint on some egg wash again. I didn't record for whatever reason, but you get the point. And then you could sprinkle sugar on it and then bake your Pop-tarts. These tasted so good, and I didn't feel guilty eating them because they were homemade and not processed. But if you want to try it, I will have the directions written down below, so let me know what you think.